Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will be covering the reports you can run from Kaching and also how you can customize reports for internal reporting purposes. We recommend that you have the tool open in another window so that you can practice as we go along. Before we begin, your organization should have collated the reports that you require. This required reports listing can be downloaded from your online learning system. All report descriptions should be documented here with sample copies of the reports attached. This will help you when you are customizing the reports on Kaching later on. In this section, we will show you the standard reports available in our suite for Kaching. This is based on most organizations' requirements. Here is a listing of the types of standard reports available. All reports are displayed as Excel pivot tables which can be manipulated for further reporting if required. To view the standard reports available, click on the Reports and Setting file in the Kaching Tool folder. Next, key in the password and click OK. Do note that the password is not your Kaching Tool password but the one sent to you by Mpact. Thereafter, click Update and continue. This is how the Reports and Setting file looks like. At the bottom of the toolbar, you can view the different kinds of reports generated. You may wish to pause the video now and take a look at each of these reports. Compare these standard reports to your reports listing required document. Tick off the reports required which can be met by the standard suite. Moving on, we will show you in the next section how to set up customized reports. The reports will be created using pivot tables of Excel. To create a customized report, first compare the standardized reports against your reports listing document. Pick one standardized report that is the closest to your requirements. In our example, we'll be building a report from the donor report. First, make a copy of this report. To duplicate the donor report, click on the Donor Report tab on the toolbar. Next, holding onto the Control button on your keyboard, click and drag the donor report to the side. When you see a small plus sign, release your mouse. If you see a window pop up as shown, click Yes for all the pop-ups. A duplicate of the donor report should now appear as shown. You can rename the report if you wish to. To rename the report, right-click on the tab and click Rename. Next, key in the desired name and press Enter. Now you can customize this donor report to suit your needs. First, compare the Excel report to your own report in the report listing document. Are there more information that you wish to add? To add more information, click anywhere in the information which is a pivot table. The table on the right will appear. Look for the field that you want to add and drag it from the list to the columns or rows sections. In this example, the report requires a summary of donation report by ID type. Working off the donor report, we first would need to add in the ID type field. Adding the ID type field to the columns or rows section would format the report differently. If the ID type field is added to the columns section, the ID type header will appear on the top of the report. This ID type header is accompanied by its drop-down list options including NRIC, other individuals and other non-individuals which are presented as the column headers. By adding the ID type to the columns section, it will separate the donation amount into each of the ID type categories. If the ID type field is added to the rows section, the ID type header will appear on the top of the report as well. However, the ID type categories would be presented as the first item in each row of the donation transaction. By adding the ID type to the rows section, it will show the ID type for each donation made by the donors. Also, do note that by positioning the ID type field in different order on the columns and rows sections, the ID type header would be presented in different sequence as shown. Moving on, we will cover what other functions of the pivot table you can use to customize your reports. The pivot table also allows you to add filters for the report. To do so, simply drag the fields that you want to filter the report by to the Filters section. In the donor report, the date and donation type fields have already been added to the Filters section. Next, You can also add in fields that you want a summary of. To do so, drag the fields that you want to summarize to the Values section. In the donor report, the donation amount field has already been added to the Values section and it provides a summary of the total amount donated by the donors. Next, if you want to change the type of summary, click the little downward arrow of the field and click Value Field Settings. The following window will appear, where you can summarize by summing or counting the data field. You can then choose how you want to summarize the field by selecting the appropriate summary from the list. After you have selected the summary, click OK. Alternatively, if you wish to remove information from the report instead, click the little downward arrow of the field in the table on the right. Then select Remove Field. In this example, the number of donation field is being removed. Finally, this is how the donor report will look like after adding the ID type field and removing the number of donations field. Once you are done with the template, click Save and close the workbook. The report will be generated along with the rest of the workbook the next time you click Generate Reports in the Donation tool. So there you have it, a customized report for your requirements. If you need further assistance, please contact us via the live chat on our web page. For more information on Kaching, check out our web page at www.empact.sg/Kaching.